Got a jam-packed show. We start today with the word from BetterHelp. Today's show sponsored by BetterHelp. We all turn to some funny places for advice, your barista, your barber, maybe even a random stranger in the bathroom. But not everyone is the right one when it comes to real support. That's why BetterHelp is here with over 30,000 licensed therapists and more than 10 years of experience. BetterHelp helps you find your right match, someone clinically trained and credentialed to guide you through life's challenges. So if you're a Browns fan that needs a little therapy right now, consider giving BetterHelp your business as the largest online therapy provider in the world. BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp, and right now UCSS listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/LockedOn. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOn. We'll dive into all the topics, but first, as we do every Monday, some instant shotgun reactions around the horn. 90 seconds, Bull, you're up first.
Yeah, just an absolutely pathetic performance by the offense. They were disgusting. Joe Flacco was absolutely horrendous in this game. Nobody played particularly well on the offense. I thought it was good to see Judkins out there. I got high hope for the three rookies that have played, the two running backs and the tight end. Outside of that, the offensive line is old and slow. The quarterback is old and slow. The wide receivers can't hold on to the ball. It's just all kinds of ugly. And you know what? I'm sick. I'm not ready to, fire anybody after 2 weeks. That's just silly. But I'm sick of, there's no more passes. I don't want to hear that, no matter how bad the Browns are, everybody gets a pass. Enough passes have been given. There's always an excuse. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have this. Well, the organization has failed. The organization has failed from top to bottom. They think they're smarter than everybody else. In fact, they're dumber. They're dumber than everybody else. It's just a terrible organization, top to bottom. There's blame to go around, and heads may have to roll depending on how the season goes. And I don't care what my prediction was. I don't care about what did you expect. I expect a team not to suck every single year, and pretty much they do. And the offense in particular, which is supposed to be this head coach's forte, has been horrible for a number of years now. That's got to change at some point this year. Got to change. And I would start with the quarterback. I'd make a change at quarterback. Guys?
Hey, listen, I'll go ahead. I'll step up second. I think this is a expansion team. They are 30 years into this game, still an expansion team. When you take a look at what they are, Bull hit it right on the head. The offensive line, nasty work. Quarterback is old. It looks like 2023 looked like 10 years ago. And that's the way it happens when you get older. The part that's most disappointing is the Baltimore Ravens, if you guys watched that football game, they didn't expend a lot of energy. They didn't expend anything. They didn't do anything crazy. Matter of fact, they didn't even play that well in the red zone. They could have had 50 points. And matter of fact, we got one of our touchdowns because it hit one of the defenders in the hands and it popped up and the guy said to Tillman Carter, it should have been 41-3, real talk. So, but when you look at this, I can't take nothing away from it. The offense looks like a JV game on Tuesday with soccer and lacrosse players. And we play football. I mean, this turnaround, the offense is so nasty. It's like, go to that old parked car over there and just come back to the football and I'll throw it to you.
To the rust mark.
To the rust mark right there, man. Make that out right over here by that pine tree. It's that bad. I couldn't find it. Nobody was open. When they are open, they can't catch the ball. And to be specific about it, it's a shame. Because the defense and Myles Garrett, at points in time, were dominant. But anytime you play defense and you can't get off the field and these guys consistently can't put up any points, it becomes a depressing situation. And I really think that, right now, we've been here 30 years, 25 years, whatever it is, and we are to the point. We're still an expansion team.
Jason?
No, go ahead, Jay. I want to hear.
Okay.
Just get all the emotion out.
Get
it all out.
Shoot it out. I don't know. I didn't even really want to dive into research for this game. A lot of times I'm like, let me see what I can pull out of this. I don't remember a game in which the team that lost by 24 outgained their opponent by 100 yards. I don't know that's ever happened in the history of the National Football League. I could have found out. There were a couple people I could have reached out to that would have told me in minutes. Jay, you probably have people that you work with that could look that up. Think about that. We outgained the Baltimore Ravens by 100 yards.
I actually had a player tell me that in the locker room.
How does that happen?
I mean, that's a little misleading.
No, it's not. No, it's
yes,
not.
it is.
No,
that last drive is meaningless.
I'm going to explain it to you.
Still.
Jay, through two games, real quick, they outgained their opponents
both times
by 266 yards.
And they're 0-2.
Yes.
So, here's how that happens. You gave the opposition 21 points,
Yes.
and all they had to do to get those 21 points was amass 31 offensive yards.
Fumble return for the touchdown.
There's 7.
Short field turnovers, block punt.
Yeah,
Like
so
that's-
6 yards and 25 yards.
Yeah.
So you told the offense of the other team, which was held in check probably as much as that offense will be in check this year. They had 240 yards.
To your point, real quick, I thought this was really telling. When the Baltimore loses the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
And the ball's at the half-yard line, what'd they do on first down? They threw the ball.
Yeah, they did.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, it tells you everything you need to know.
They threw the ball on first and goal from the half-yard line,
Which was
incomplete.
stupid, right?
Derrick Henry, like, you're going to give the ball to that guy 3 times,
But
and he's
that
going to
tells
get
you
the
what
half
they-
That's still
yard.
stupid.
But that tells you what they think about the
No, they don't-
Browns defense. The
It
interior
was still
defense.
stupid. I don't care what. It was
It may have
stupid.
been, but when you look at what he had done, he had what? I think he finished with 11 carries for 21
He
yards.
did nothing.
You are not going to bottle up this offense the way the Browns defense bottled them up yesterday. I mean, let's just put it to the test. I'm telling you right now, I believe that the Baltimore Ravens will have plus 240 in every game they play this year. The Browns defense, it's always this way with Cleveland. This defense is a good defense. I mean, through 2 weeks, they look very, very good. There's obviously things they can clean up. But when you take a team like the Baltimore Ravens and you hold them to 240 yards and you gift them 21 points, you have 0% chance of winning. 0. And I know the last drive was garbage yards. But my point here is this is a culture where mistakes are tolerated. They just are. Why? Because they keep happening. They happen one after another, drop passes, fumbles, interceptions, block punts. It is a culture that is rife for mistakes. And that goes to the coaching staff, to your point, Bull. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. You are the head coach of a football team. It all stops with you. I don't want to hear any, hey, this happened and that happened, and we've got this quarterback that's just an anchor drain on our salary, and we can't get offensive linemen. By the way, the offense, there are bright spots on the offense. I think the 2 tight ends, I think Judkins and the stiff arm he had, was it Marlon Humphrey? Who did he stiff arm?
It was Humphrey.
That was a thing of beauty.
It was.
I'm more encouraged now than ever that this guy's going to be the real deal. He looked phenomenal. He averaged 6 yards a carry. I know it was a small sample size. When he gets in shape, I do think that we've got something there. But this is a combination for digging your own grave. Old, slow, battered offensive line, old, slow quarterback. Bull, I'm with you. It's Dylan Gabriel time. If we're going to suck, let's figure out what we have.
That's
All
right.
right, here's the only thing I'll say, and then we can get into it. The outrage, all of the outrage that you guys feel now was due last year, because last year was the last window of contention. You knew they were going to suck.
Yeah.
We said all summer they were going to suck. Guess what?
We had the
They suck.
We had the outrage last
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Fine, but that's what I'm saying. The time for anger and the outrage of how incompetent this organization is was last year when they were trying to win and they
Go back
went 3
and watch
and 14.
any one of our shows last Monday.
But I'm
From last
saying,
year.
like,
There was plenty of outrage.
But we said all summer, this is not a good football team. Well, now you're in the fire. And now you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this isn't a good football. Guess what? You knew it wasn't going to be a good
No, I
football
don't think
team.
anybody's saying we can't. I said they are who we thought they
Yeah,
were going to be.
they're not a good team.
Everybody expected this. But
Particularly on the offensive side of the
different
ball.
when you see here's what we didn't expect. I didn't expect the 2023 defense to crash the party.
Well,
And after you see that, Jay,
they've still got major issues in the secondary.
oh, listen, I
Major
even
issues
said
in the
they've got some
secondary.
things they have to
Yeah.
clean up. By and large, this defense has played
Absolutely.
2 really
Yes.
good
Yes.
games.
But, okay, so you have a 40-year-old quarterback who can't move and 2 rookies backing him up. You have a left tackle that is a swinging gate, and you have receivers that are dropping the ball.
Well, don't forget you have old, tired
You
linemen
had
in
the
there,
worst
too.
offense of the league last year. They traded down from 2 to 5, and they took defensive players with their top 2 picks.
Absolutely.
What did you think it was going to be?
So there's no accountability?
That's not the point.
Yeah.
That's the
What
point.
is the point?
Well, the point is
Yes.
someone's got it.
The
Someone's
point
got
is
it.
they have to clean up the mess. They tried winning
They
last year.
created the mess.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So do you trust the people that created the mess to clean up the mess? That's been my point all along. Everybody has
Which
said,
is
no,
why I
Stefanski
said
and Barry
if-
have a pass.
Which is at the end.
No,
of,
they don't.
At the end of last season, I said, if you want to fire him, fire him. I'm not going to defend it
Right.
anymore.
You
I
can't.
wouldn't, But the time to fire everybody was last year. When you go 3-14, when you have a 7-year contention
I'm
window
with you.
where you're trying to win for 7 years and you have a losing record and you win one playoff game in 7 years, if you want to fire them all, you should have fired them last
the
year.
door.
It doesn't make any sense. Why fire them now?
Yeah.
You knew they were going to be bad and they're
Because I
bad.
don't
Why would you
trust
fire
the
them
people
now?
that broke it to
Then you
fix
should
it.
have fired them last year.
Should have, but when
Because-
did they ever get that right?
But because at certain points in times you can look in hindsight and retrospect and say, well, I should have did something last year. Well, you got an opportunity to do it now.
They brought a kicker back that we all knew was no good, and then they cut him before the season started.
You know what the truth is? That the only way to save the Browns is like they could fire Stefanski, they could fire Andrew Berry. Odds are with Jimmy Haslam making a decision, they'll replace him with the wrong people.
That's it. That's it, Bull.
The only hope for the Browns is to get a once-in-a-generation quarterback. That's really the only hope.
So I said
That's
right.
the only way.
Yeah.
Bad organizations, the Bengals, bad organization. Obviously, Burrow's hurt now, but the only reason that they've been contenders is because they found the once-in-a-generation quarterback who now can't stay healthy.
Which really, there was a lot of luck in that, too.
Of
When
course.
it matched up that they
Of
had the
course.
one pick, they got a generation
But that was it.
quarterback.
Zach Taylor's not a good coach.
No.
Their front office stinks.
Yes.
Their owner stinks. That's the only Browns hope. The Browns are
can't
like the
luck into
Bengals.
it. Yeah.
They have this terrible
Well, they
owner,
drafted a
terrible
franchise
front office.
quarterback and 2 great receivers. They got something right. They got
Well-
more right than the Browns
Well,
got.
Yeah.
the drafting of Joe Burrow, though, like that was the no-brainer of the last decade. He
They
fell
still
in
got
their
it.
lap.
Okay,
and
but
the
they still got it
timing was
right.
perfect.
Watch this.
We've had other generation that you thought was and wasn't.
Oh,
Trevor
yeah.
Lawrence was supposed to be.
Oh no! You had an opportunity to get two game changers, and they beat the brakes off of you. One is Lamar Jackson, one is Josh Allen, and guess what? Even the guy you took and decided wasn't no good or worth the bread is better than what you got now. So you've made your decisions, you've brought those guys in, and yes, it takes some luck. But the evaluation portion, the Cleveland Browns never do a good job of doing it because they don't have anything on offense.
And Bull, I'll go because we keep taking a rung up the ladder. Like, okay, coach, general manager, owner. The reason this is a washing machine that we just keep getting spun around in is because at the very top, at the tippy-tip top,
Paul DiBatesta.
no.
Oh.
I mean, we know who's at the
Yeah.
tippy-tip top. Paul DiPodesta, by the way, is one
That's
rung down.
That's a whole nother thing.
But the owner,
He's trying to push my button.
I am.
The owner is a clown show.
To your point, the guy at the very, very top, the guy and lady at the very, very top,
Yeah.
I have 0% faith in.
Yeah.
None.
That they
Yeah.
will get all of these rungs right. So, Bull, yes, although the quarterback is really, in the grand scheme of things, the most important piece to the whole puzzle,
Yeah.
I would argue that the owner circumvents all of that.
Which is why-
Because he's going to pick the wrong guy here, the wrong guy here, the wrong guy here, which means the likelihood of getting the right guy here at quarterback
is
is
less.
highly unlikely because
Right.
he screwed this up, this up, this up, and this up, and they always get it wrong.
And they need to have a fall in the lap situation like with Burrow, which doesn't look obvious right now.
Or he can
Yeah.
sell the team.
That ain't happening.
Which is why when my buddies told me over a decade ago, quit them because he'll never sell the team.
Nope.
And one day his son-in-law will run this.
Yep.
And it's always going to be the same thing.
Yep.
And I laughed in their face and I go, no, we're going to get it right. I mean, it's a cycle. There's 32 teams. And he goes, okay, by your rules, we've almost gone through that cycle a full 2 times. You guys have never even been in the top 2.
I feel
So
like
how do
Jay.
you think you're gonna
I
get
feel
it
like
right?
Jay right now. We're seeing him try to break out of Stockholm syndrome.
I've been trying to do that for 5 years.
He's like this every Monday.
Every Monday. And you know what? The bad thing is, do you know how we've all had these watershed moments where in our life we look back at a crossroad and we say, and it takes us a while. Some of us never get there. But usually, if you get there, you say, oh my God, all the signs were flashing. How'd I miss it? That's where I am with this team. I literally have given up that they'll ever be worth anything.
And you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Let's join hands because I feel we
Joining
come
hands.
around.
Jason's
Join-
gonna
Yeah,
come
kumbaya.
to hold his
Hey,
wrist.
listen.
Kumbaya.
He wants
Kumbaya.
to
Put
hold
my
hands.
coffee
All right, we're
down.
gonna hold hands.
Here's
We're
what-
gonna hold hands.
Lead it, G-Bush.
Come on.
Thank you, Lord, for giving us this opportunity to come on one page and one accord to decide that the Cleveland Browns are finished forever.
Speak it. Speak it.
Thank you for our fans
Speak
of
it.
UCSS, and thank you so much
Speak it.
for those who really, truly care about wins and losses, and we do this in your name. Amen.
Speak it, brother. I'm Yes.